What's happening, guys? What's going on? It's the Beast Bailey, and today we're bringing you number 12 Auburn versus 13 Texas A&M. This is a good old SEC West matchup this Saturday, and man, this game has actually got some SEC championship implications in it. So pretty much, give you a little rundown of the backstory of this game and going into this game. What's important? Auburn 6-2, A&M is 6-2. Auburn has a loss to Georgia and Penn State. Penn State is not an SEC team, so therefore they just have one SEC loss. A&M, however, has the win over Alabama, who is currently first in the SEC West, and they have two losses to Arkansas and Mississippi State. So therefore, they have two SEC losses. Now, A&M, if A&M wins this game, they'll move to 7-2. And Auburn will fall to 6-3 with two SEC losses. A&M will pass them because that head-to-head win, and A&M will be second behind Alabama. And if A&M wins out and Auburn wins out after this game, A&M is going to Atlanta to play Georgia in the SEC championship game. Man, what a turn of events. Crazy. I didn't see this when I made the SEC West video. I actually was not paying attention that far deep. I was kind of just banking on Ole Miss to win this game Saturday. That's kind of what I was going for. I thought Ole Miss was going to do it, I ain't going to lie. Auburn's, man, they're getting it going. Really, you go back and look at that Penn State game. They should have won that game late. The only game that they really could not do nothing was against Georgia. That was the only game that they truly couldn't do anything, and then you can blame that on the drop passes. The drop passes, well, they had a lot of drop passes, but really that's about it. But, I mean, Georgia's offense, they played great. The defense played phenomenal. And really that game was the only game Auburn's really struggled in. And Auburn, they've just been just doing their thing. They're winning. Bo Nix is playing good. Bixby's playing good. Hudson's playing good. Robertson's playing good. They're all playing good over there in Auburn. But the main thing for A&M is A&M's a 4.5-point favorite in this game. And I think that really is only because it's at A&M. I think that's the only reason. It's in College Station. So that game, this game is important. It has real big implications going into the SEC championship game. This game is massive. If Auburn wins this game, then they should beat Alabama when they play them. They should. I mean, why would they? I mean, they literally have Auburn's building a resume, too. Now, I know they have two losses, but they're rebuilding that resume. They're reconstructing it here at the end. And we all knew this was going to happen. The SEC West is a gauntlet, sometimes. And we're getting that gauntlet right now. A&M, they bounce back. And that's what I don't understand about Texas A&M. How do you beat Alabama but lose to Arkansas and Mississippi State? How? If Texas A&M was undefeated right now, they would probably be the number 1 or number 2 team in the country. They would be in the top 3 if they were undefeated, because they were already 5th. They were 5th when they lost to Arkansas, I think. And then they lost to Mississippi State. They were on a 2-game losing streak when they beat Alabama. That's not good. But this game, like I said, it's in College Station. That's going to be helpful to an extent for Auburn, for A&M. Expect Spiller to play well. Expect Texas A&M to be able to throw the ball. Auburn's defense, Matt Corral was, he was lighting it up before he got hurt. In that game, he got re-hurt. He was doing well. Matt Corral was. Now, A&M's quarterbacks know Matt Corral, so we'll see how that goes. When they put that backup in for A&M, that guy was like a potato out there. He just didn't know what he was doing. Auburn's defense started getting the momentum of the game, and so you just look at it that way. Auburn, they're going to run the football. Bo Nix is going to run 1,000 miles backwards and throw it for a 30-yard pass. You're going to see a lot of that running around nonsense, but I don't know. It's gonna be a good game. This game's at 3:30. Like I said, I gotta work at 7 that night. Go into work. I might watch this game when the Georgia Missouri game goes off. I might tune into this one just to watch it because, like I said, this game could, if Auburn wins this game, then it's between Auburn and Bama. But if A&M wins this game, it's between A&M and Alabama, and it's just gonna come down to who wins the Iron Bowl in the last week of November. That's what's gonna come down to. A&M's 4.5-point favorite. I didn't check the over/under. I should have, but I didn't check it. I'm expecting like a 40 to 30 something game. That's what I'm thinking. Texas A&M is so inconsistent that it's so hard to pick them because they're so inconsistent. And they're better. They've gotten better every week since that Alabama win. This team has literally gotten better every week. They played better football, and so I'm gonna pick A&M. I think A&M's gonna win the game. It's at home. If it was at Auburn, I'd go at Auburn. I think A&M's gonna win. Final score 45-34. I think this game will be very much still a competitive ball game going into the fourth quarter, but I think A&M's going to pull out ahead a little bit. I think A&M, I think Spiller and the other running backs, I think they're just going to start just grounding the pound late in the fourth quarter, kind of what Georgia does to some teams. They'll just ground it out, run the clock out, and all that. So I expect that kind of production from A&M. So I think A&M's going to win. So should be a good game. Auburn could win. It's really a 50-50 game. I just think being at Texas A&M has been playing so much better. Auburn's been playing a lot better too, but I just think A&M's going to overdo it. I think A&M's got the worst losses, definitely. Auburn's got a good loss to Georgia, because everybody's lost that's played Georgia. But the Penn State loss is starting to come back to Auburn a little bit. Starting to come back. But, yeah, we'll see. And that's the thing. If Alabama were to drop any SEC game before Auburn, that's it. They're done. As long as either A&M and Auburn wins out, they're done. So, crazy. It's probably going to come down to that final week when we find out who's going for the SEC West. So, we'll see what happens. But in my prediction, Texas A&M is going to do it. 45-34. Final score. Peace.